Now can you hear me, Susie? Sister, you know I was heavy breathing through that. Sisters from other misters, yeah. Is the sound now? Oh, sorted it out. Hey, Tatkins Jr., how are you? Paul from Newcastle. Boom, phew, we're back. We did it. I'm glad you sound before. Go time. Phew-wee. I'll let Delaney and stuff maybe come back. Give it a minute. That was intense. Come on, Jenny, come on, you can do it. It was totally my mess up. Totally my mess up. Totally messed up. I bet it was listening to me stress out. As far as our stress, anyway. Andrea, hi to you. Oh, thank you. Thank you very much. We did it. Oh, yes, we did, Susie. Pulled it on through. Getting it done, one way or the other. Commentary and all. So, Andrea, you weren't here before. I made a real mess up, as I usually do with tech, and ended up having to start a new stream. So I'm glad we did that so that we can have you here now. And just going to let a few of the others come into the room that were in the other room. See if they come back. And we'll get cracking with the tarot and energies of the day. Hey, beloved, you're back. Can I ask a quick question? You know, when you say sip, I keep seeing sip, and I'm not great at the shortenings. Does that mean you sip in like a drink or a cup of coffee or just a drink? Because there's another one people say when it's like GT something, and I always forget what that one means as well. So I don't know if it's a sip, gulp, tea. Ah, okay. Sometimes a sip is just a sip. Thank God for that. The gods. A word means a word. It's not an abbreviation for something that I can't remember. Good water. That's good. I'm glad you cleared it up, otherwise I might have. Kind of like, So another way to say, okay. Well, we're back. All right. She sips, I gulp. I bet you do, Peter. I'm not going to say anything about that, brother. I just joined in with Beloved to be silly sometimes. We're in agreement about things. Oh, yeah. Beloved and you rock. Things that make you go, Okay. Should we get going? I think we should get going. So, tarot energies of the day for the 9th of June 2021. Take what resonates as it is general. No offense is taken if it does not resonate with you. It's meant to help guide you for the energies you might feel within you, around you, and within others, and give you the foresight to reach your highest potentials within said energies. So let's do this, Susie says. Okay, 10 of Wands. We went through it before a little bit, and it's a new camera and I've put it in a new place and I didn't think that through. So believe me that it is the 10 of Wands, but it's in reverse, and you can believe that too. So in individual lives, you know, if you don't resonate with this on the wider stage, for sure, you're going to at least be part of witnessing the not wanting to let go of a very burdensome cycle or cycles. And so you're going to see people clinging on for dear life to things that are done already, dead and gone, you know, clinging on to old flesh, old wounds, old ways of thinking, old relationships that, you know, are dead and gone. And so try and think of it as you're watching this one. If it does not resonate with you and you are in flow, no matter how difficult it is to sometimes let go of certain cycles, certain things, certain someones, to know that it might feel like a death, and actually all death is a transition, a changing, a morphing. And so try and think of it more along those lines to allow you to be able to let go. Now, if you are just in the position of witnessing these things, release yourself from the burden of it at the very least, in that you can't save people from themselves and from their own cycles and from their own roots. And so it is for you to maybe observe and witness and hold space and time for higher frequency, because that's the best that you can do in combating people's unwanting, lack of foresight to be able to allow the morph, to allow the change, to allow the transition into the new. And so you're going to start to see this for sure on the political stage, all over. There's this old power that is in the throes of being seen for what it is, and it's holding on even tighter today. We see from the UK, look at the skies, look at the restrictions that are coming through, and the trick that was played on a lot of people to allow them to go out of the country, only to lock down certain air traffic routes again. The impact of that is going to be felt greatly today for many people of all age ranges. And so that's the kind of thing that we're seeing on the collective stage, but we're also seeing it has the capacity to do that because people are still believing in that old system. They're believing in some sort of benevolence or better knowing or wisdom within the political system that hasn't served them at all. And so it's asking people to be more realistic, to actually look at things with discernment. Go back to the Nine of Wands, take a step back into the Nine of Wands to look at discernment, to see how many times has this government or this relationship or this thing failed? How many times has it not met or my standards, or even met its own standards to what it professes to be? And if you are in the midst of giving anybody advice that is within these energies today, that would be the approach I would take, to try and bring some logic back to the situation, some discernment back to the situation, in order for them to flip this Ten of Wands in the right way up. So we see that the Two of Pentacles is on the bottom of the clarifying deck. So you can see here, you can't see really, the scales, and we've got this this controller, this fat controller. There's not fat, but you know, fat controller, like at the train station, watching and taking note of the work that's being done and the dividends being given to one particular side of the scales. So there is an imbalance here, but this person or you or people around you are good at juggling, but they've been juggling a long time and putting more work in than dividends come out, and the struggle is getting tighter and tighter and more difficult to maintain for a lot of people today. And again, this goes back to being able to not see the wood for the trees with this reverse 10 of Wands. And so asking us to take a step back from the systems, from the situations we find ourselves in order to see where we need to balance the scales out in our material lives. A lot of you juggling two aspects of your material lives and doing it well, juggling with skill, but that can only last for a certain amount of time. When there's an over focus on one aspect of the material reality, the other aspects will suffer. The other aspects will take a beating. There will be a lack in other aspects of your life. So it's asking you to look at where you need to regain some balance and remain in balance while you take a step back and in discernment, and to appreciate where have you been ignoring certain aspects of your life, of your health, of your well-being, and put in more a balanced energy into the entire holistic type perception of your whole life, not just concentrating on one or two things. And so not the easiest energies for sure, and not the easiest energies if you're going through them yourself, or if you're witnessing others going through them and you're trying to advise and guide. And so we have the Two of Pentacles for good measure in reverse for the first card. So this is where there is this skill set being shown by many to maintain the juggle, to maintain the two aspects of material life that are sort of differing from each other, competing with each other. But this one in reverse is speaking to people dropping the ball. Now, that can't be a bad thing in certain aspects on the collective stage where mistakes are made, slip-ups are made. Look out for verbal slip-ups, Freudian slips in certain speeches today, for sure, particularly in the UK. And so, but it is speaking to the fact that those who weren't ready to let go of the cycle, that was really ready to exit their lives, this is where we see it biting back in, that the pentacles are now, you're juggling upside down. And so that you've thought was for you, maybe if you've affiliated with a certain political side and believed in the message, you could find that a lot of people are very disappointed today in seeing that we were tricked, actually, that we've put all of our energy into supporting that, and it was always for our downfall. That kind of thing being reflected in people's individual lives as well. Now, this could seem like a not so nice energy. It's an imbalance. And when things are imbalanced, they become ill, they become sick, they become, they get run off the road. One of your wheel bearings goes out on one side, you're going to veer off the road. It's an imbalance. But this feels quite a severe, just like if a wheel bearing just totally went on one side of the car, you're going to go veering off to one side on the road. That's what it feels like today. It feels like some kind of screeching turn, and everything flying out of the car as it turns. And this is what we're going to see with a lot of people, sort of emptying their whole hamper basket of bullshit onto anybody who's close enough to empty it onto, because there's this need for externalization. So they're not willing to look at the internal. And this is where we continue as a many, probably not speaking to any of the people here, but continue to look outside of self, be distracted so much. And it is important to take it in and use it for your discernment and your betterment in the decisions that you make and where you decide to put your energy. But to be so concentrated on it, to be so imbalanced with it, is really having an effect on people today. And just as much as in individual lives, that you've been super focused in one aspect of your material life, it might be that you sort of get a bit of a veer off the road shock when somebody in a relationship, let's say, or a friendship pulls you up on it and says, you're taking the piss. You know, I'm here, I'm doing what you asked me to do, being a part of whatever this is, and you know, where are you? You're distracted on some. So it's about um, allowing that to be the red flag to show you where you need to create a balance within and a balance on the without in the reality that you're living in. And so it can be used for good, as can any energy, but it's not the easiest. And so, and it shows the complete duality that we're going through right now, and it's being shown in such extremes to have Two of Pentacles in the upright that keeps coming up, and the Two of Pentacles in reverse as well, showing how the different people are using the same energies for different things. A lot of people using it for their greatness, for their leveling up, and a lot of people using it, let's face it, to devolve and level down. And so we have what do we have? The Eight of Pentacles to clarify the Two of Pentacles. A lot about the external today. And so this is where a lapse in judgment, in concentrating too much on one side of your material aspect of your reality of your life, sort of that veer off the road, whatever that material aspect is, whether it's relationships, whether it is business, it's going to give you a heads up to where the investment should have been. And so a lot of you are going to see that the investment should be made in different areas of your life for greater dividends. This is about building up. This is about working hard. This is about maybe working so hard on one aspect of your life that other aspects of your life have been suffering. And so a big heads up on that today as to where the problem might lie and where you can fix it. And it is about building relationships in particular, but relationships that are created in balance, and balance comes with truth, and that midpoint, that middle ground. And so within yourself, and then reflected out in the relationships that you have outside of self. And so we have the Nine of Swords in reverse. And so this is speaking to very difficult energy. This is speaking very much to a lack of sleep. This is also speaking to a lot of you who are very good usually at dreaming in that astral realm. You're very good at having that lucid dream, that creative process within that space, where you are free of the elements and the way that the reality is made up here. A lot of you have found maybe that nightmares have been sneaking in a bit more. Sleepless nights or fretful sleeps have been sneaking in a little bit more and a little bit more over the small period of time. And this again is giving you this heads up to say, okay, there's an imbalance here. There's too much focus on one aspect of life, or one or two aspects of life, and it's all too much in the material. It's all too much in the physical. There's a need to draw back into the consciousness, both within the daytime, in your waking hours, and in that astral plane, not writing off the creativeness and the rejuvenation and the renewal that you can have there, but also when you get a bit lapsadaisical and a bit too concentrated on the material, the external, and forgetting to have that downtime with self, that time to reconnect with the divine within, that source within, you suddenly see other layers and aspects of self slipping. And so this would be a heads up to you being able to create balance in your physical life, ironically, that you're working so hard to try and balance out and make a success of, by retreating within for a bit, or at least incorporating that back into your routine as you used to do. So these dreams and stuff that are sort of infiltrating into that sleep realm, that space of creativity, this is where you would have that heads up to retreat back and actually correct the problem, course correct, by having that time to not go to sleep exhausted. There are a lot of us going to sleep exhausted to the point where I've been doing it myself. Head hits the desk and boom, you're waking up. You've been out for a little while because you've gotten to the point of exhaustion, and that is so important that we do not do that too often at all, and that we go to sleep in a way that our bodies are trained to wind down and take that time to wind down, to allow thoughts to wind down and muscles to wind down, breathing to slow down and slip into that astral realm. It's a little bit, it's the equivalent of you going into your sleep realm exhausted. That will be the equivalent of an emergency cesarean section and having to whip a baby out within seconds. So from womb, with no levels of build up of contractions, whereas you would get that shock. You would go into, it's not a really easy transition into this new reality is through that portal, coming into the world that way. So that would be equivalent to going to sleep exhausted. 1 minute you're here, boom, next minute you're in another realm. That's a shock to the system. And so the other way would be to have that time to wind down, to prepare for sleep, to prepare for that next cycle, that transition. And this would be the building up of the contractions, the breathing, the sequences of breath, all of this, meaning that you would then slip into your sleep realm consciously, with intent and with focus. And there's a lot of power in this for a lot of you. And it is something that we do slip up on in the spiritual community. Everybody does, because this reality, especially the way that it's set up right now, is made to distract. It's made to pull attention from the divine source within you. And so this is where you take your power back, by going to the head of the snake. And that would be that you allow yourself to make the moves like the snakes and ladders game, to get to where you want to get to transition into the next realm, the sleep realm. Instead of like just rolling the dice and like bang, you're out, you're down, you're sliding all the way down. That's a shock to the system. And so we've got the Ace of Cups in reverse. And so this would speak to a draining, an energy draining, and a lot of people feeling this energy drain. And again, this goes back to too much in the physical without the balance of the emotional, the spiritual, the mental, without you balancing out those elements within you. This is where you do get to the point where, if the Ace of Cups is in the upright, it's this self-love, it's this self-reverence, this of all layers of you. It's this love of life, love of creation. It's a feeling of wholeness, quite literally. In the reverse, this is where, everything feels like it's being spilled out. I say feels like it because it can never truly be spilled out. It's always there for you to redirect yourself, to connect to source within you again. But for now, while you're feeling drained, while you're going to sleep, boom, you're out, exhausted sleep. This is where you will start to feel the effects of, am I doing okay? Am I really making the moves? Am I really making a good difference? Am I, you start to question that self instead of being an adoration of self. And so this is where you get, again, turn this cup the right way up in a real easy way of being actually a little bit more stern in your physical reality about what you can and what you won't juggle. Being very discerning about your energy and the flow of your energy, and where that energy flow is going, and how much of that energy is going to that particular place or person or thing. This would be to recharge yourself, to bring that balance back. And this Ace of Cups will very soon flip the right way up, and a few good nights of sleep, of retraining all of the layers of you to transition into that sleep realm will be very powerful, because you won't be having these nightmares, these fretful dreams that you can't quite remember, but you know you haven't managed to stay in a deep sleep or even get in a deep sleep for any length of time. So this is where you can take back this power and turn this cup the right way up, for sure, real quickly, real easily. And so we have the Four of Pentacles. Sorry, I've been in the garden again. I've got hay fever. So we've got the Four of Pentacles, and this speaks to not willing to let go again, not willing to release and be in flow. You can see where you can't see unless you've got real good eyes. It is I'll fiddle with that tomorrow. Is clinging on to these pentacles for dear life, clinging on to what's been known for so long. And this is where we go back to this Ten of Wands in reverse. It stands to reason to have some compassion with yourself within this reading, if this resonates with you, or for others that you are witnessing in these energies. Sometimes when you get to the point of exhaustion and distraction and you can't see wood for the trees, you do cling on to that which you've known, even if it's the better you devil you know energy, because you know you don't know what's next. And especially for those who have maybe forgotten about their past routine of staying real connected to source, the divine within you, and staying balanced that way, and you've gotten distracted for too long, all of a sudden everything becomes about this Four of Pentacles, this stability on the outside. The only stability there is the material stability, when actually you know, you have the wisdom to know that it is the within, that the stability is manifested from the within to the without. So while you've been distracted, and it sneaks up on you, it creeps up on you, this energy. And all of a sudden, sometimes people need a big whack across the head to say, let go of the damn pentacles. They're going to suffocate you. You're clinging on to something that's heavy, that's burdensome. It's old, it's done, gone. To say, be in flow, you know, get back to that flower in the hair hippie shit for a while. Let it release, let creation flow, let it morph, let it change, let it transition, let it be, let it feel its way through. And so there is this request from yourself today to release the old, to allow the new, but also to be discerning, and also to be compassionate to yourself and understandable to yourself, to take that rest time, to take that time to connect to the divine within you, in order to act from those divine scales, the divine feminine and divine masculine within, to see that change and morph on the outside to resonate with what you have recalibrated within you. And so there is huge amounts of opportunity to take back that power. And it's like a bit of a in an energy, suck it in, bring it back in, you know, mull it over within first, and take your time to do so, because you're going to actually propel yourself forward in the material reality far easier and far quicker by doing this. But of course, when you get into this distracted energy and that imbalance, it's hard to see that. So having compassion for those that are finding it hard to see that, find it hard to understand, well, what do you mean? I've got so much to do on the outside. I've got this to do, I've got to-do lists about to-do lists. I don't even know where the first list started. Now I've got a to-do list of how I go about finding that. You know, you're talking to these energies, and you even have those voices going on in your own self. It gets really hard to then say to that voice that's going on to the, can't just interrupt, it's all within you. They're going to say, yes, stuff you, hippie. I've got so much real stuff to do here. That's the kind of response you're going to get. So first and foremost, the most you can do today is do this for yourself and be the reflection, be the manifestation of what you would wish for your loved ones, what you would wish for them to know, the release you would want them to know. Do it by, what's the word? When you, what's the word? Your actions. You do allow them to follow you. Like, actions speak louder than words. Be the role model. That's not the word I'm looking for, but that'll do. So this is where it's clarified by, and I know you're not going to love this, the Nine of Swords. It's clarified by the Nine of Swords. So we've got two Two of Pentacles, and we've got 1, 4, which is the Two of Pentacles, and then the Four of Pentacles. So, you know, that would be 4, 5, 6. Then it comes back to the man, the 6 proton, 6 neutron, 6 electron. The 2 and 2 together would be 8, the infinite. To remember that you are the infinite, to remember that you are in this physical body, yes, experiencing, but at the same time, all of the other aspects of you are being experienced. Whether you feel connected to them or not, they're experiencing. And so to draw that back into the within, we've got 2 9s. Halfway, yeah, we've got 2 9s, which is 9. So where there's despair, there's the field of possibilities and field of potentials. But again, that the entry point of that is within. And so these, for want of you know, a few ones here and a cup there, this is all about the comparison between earth and consciousness, the mental, the wisdom, the knowledge, the physical and the air. And so this is where there needs to be reconnection of the two. And so with this Nine of Swords, it does speak to people being in the upright, willing to sacrifice others in this distraction, you know, this material gain above all. So be discerning yourself that, yes, you can be compassionate and you can be of aid to those who are ready to be aided, but actually also be aware that when people are desperate, if you're going to save somebody who is drowning, make sure you can tie yourself real tight to something, to a tree or something, because they'll drown you to get ahead. Because their only focus is to get ahead, to get up over you, to be able to breathe. This is because in this representation of this reading, they're not connected to their divine source. They're not connected to their consciousness. It's a whisper in their ear. And so be discerning that for those who aren't willing to even, you know, listen real closely to the wisdom that you're given, to the knowledge that you're given to help guide, then they will, you know, drown you to get to where they perceive to be a safe point, to where they understand, which would be on top of you, on top of something else in the material, because they're not connected to this divine. So yes, you can be divine and a light and a love in the world, but don't be stupid. Be discerning. Don't give your energy flow to that you know isn't ready to receive it and isn't worthy in some cases to receive it. Give it in your wisdom and make sure it mostly loops around back to you. You be your current source. And so that's the reading for the ninth. It's a 9, another 9, 999. That's the reading for the 9th of June 2021. I want to say look out for sacrificial lambs. And sacrificial lambs, again, in the sense of this just being something that I'm feeling, and that the Fauci and the gates and stuff, I'll actually do a video on this, but the ritual sacrifice of the distraction, in that you know, you think yeah, we're getting somewhere, they're actually being shown for what they are, but then actually nothing happens. Think of Hillary and whatnot, and think of Boris's past and the Queen. This is where there is this ritual within the societies of a public embarrassment, a public flocking. And yes, some of them, you know, maybe, you know, will be sacrificed enough that, you know, blood is spilt. Not today, but I'm just saying in general. So look out for it seemingly being the in the headlines a lot, the propaganda a lot, which would look like we were getting somewhere with these powers that be. But actually they're going through to gain more dividends, to gain more wealth, power, whatever it is they're being promised. They're going through their ritual public flocking, you know, the sticking tar and feathers to them, for them to gain the next level up. So again, that would be a distraction tool. It looks like it's of the light because it looks like the light's being shone in the dark, and yes, it is, but they are shining it. They're putting the light on it, so that discernment, look out for that too. Again, make sure, instead of relying on this external force that actually is the force that created these types of people, Boris, Gates, Soros, Fauci, this is where it goes back to the within, and that is actually part of their game. That is actually part of their ritual, their plan. And so this would be to go back within to see how you've taken the steps in your reality to just block them out. You're not doing as they say, you're doing what your life is balanced with and what you resonate with. And this would be the example to those around you that are desperately clinging on to the old paradigms, that they can trust mainstream media, they can trust them because they're all of a sudden they're hearing something that they wanted to hear in the truther community. So look out for that. They love these double-edged, triple-edged sword psyops. They love it. But it's a good job we can see it. So that is the reading. And I'm going to look at the chat. Let's see. A bit ghostly there. Okay. Oh, wow, you've been talking. I love it. I don't know how high up I can go. Let's see. Who's blocked? Nobody's blocked. Mercury in retrograde, yes. And this giving us a pause to see both sides of the coin, a slowdown, a reverse, a backtracking, so to speak. And a lot of that to let go of. Susie been kicking people? Well, if Susie's kicked somebody, then they deserve to be kicked. Come on, folks, hit the like button. Yeah, come on, folks. Show me some love, says Legend. Love you, Legend. Okay, I don't know how high to go. Oh. Max G, welcome, Max G. I don't know if I've seen you here before. If I have, I apologize, but hello. Hey, Raven, my friend. David Castle, my brother. Let's see. Truth Seeker, Suzanne. Hey, Suzanne, beautiful. Peter Meteor. And who else? Don't want to miss anybody. This is where I start scrolling up, and then I think, have I missed anybody though? So I'm just going to scroll down. So I want to see what the drama was. Listen to me talking about not looking to the external, and I see drama and I'm like, oh. What's happened, Raven? I'll look at that properly when we're finished, Raven, but sending you healing initially. Thank you, Truth Seeker, Susie, David, for sending healing. Cassie's Corner. Hi all, I love her readings. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. It's lovely to see you. Paul from Newcastle, my brother. Raven, psychic and spiritual war is on. They go for weak points. Should have been expecting it after the full moon. All good. Oh, so something's happened. I'll find out what's happened. Sorry you've been hurt, Raven. Yeah, I think I've put live chat on. Well, it's through this restream, Susie, so I'm still getting used to it, but it says it shows every comment. Greetings. Hey, Tessa. Beloved. What's not showing up on the screen? Damn it. Did you pull a Susie? What's a Susie? She's not on the what's a participants list? Who are we talking about? I'm still not clear on the drama. I don't think there is any drama. Oh, Susie Q. Oh, Susie Q's on it. It's all right. So there's no drama. It's not even related to this channel. Milky Way, another channel. If you're not involved with that one, go over there. We've got some good people, good channels around us. Andrea James said hi to you, didn't I, at the start? I'm glad to see you here. Love that song. What song? Oh, Dream, Dream, Dream. So I think just we've got a good chit chat. Got good chit chat. Our serpents and battlements. This is Peter. Suzanne, I never saw the word favor used before, except for one wanting something. So wonderful. Yeah, it is beautiful, isn't it? How the energies of a word can be turned around. That, you know, it's to give favor as well as receive favor. And there's wisdom in doing the two. Oh, something happened weird to the screen there. Did you see that? I don't know what's going on with people's streams because it's saying I'm okay here, but I'm not sure. Loads of the websites. Did you hear that? Today, loads of the websites. It was going on and on about cyber attack. It's a psyops, I feel, to be able to gain greater control online. For sure. For sure, for sure. But yeah, loads of the governmental websites, CNN, I think it said, gov.uk. Oh, who else? There was a big list of, so you can bet your life loads of information's been stolen, and we'll see what the news is today about it, but because it was been yesterday now. So that happened. So I don't know if there's internet trouble in general. Timeline split for sure. For sure, Peter. YouTube does want me to see her. I want you to see her if here's me, beloved. Becky, you are so welcome. You're so welcome. I love it when I can get time to come on and actually in real time speak. You're so welcome, Paul. Very, very welcome. David Cast, thank you for the video. Oh, thank you, David. Yeah, I'm going to be on Wayne's show today. Now it's like eyes aren't working now. 1:36 in the morning. So today I'm going to be on Wayne Steiger's channel. I love that guy. I love the people there. Most of the people here are most of the people there. So if you're not there, go over to Wayne Steiger's channel and subscribe, because I'll be on there tomorrow. But it's just, the guy's awesome. He's a dude. He's a spiritual dude. Spiritual G. You missed the whole reading, Peter. What were you and Beloved up to? That's all right, as long as you had fun. Oh, Beloved can't see Raven. Oh, well, you need we'll figure that out, I'm sure, because Raven always has a wealth of knowledge, as do you, Beloved. So you see each other. That was happening to me, but I wasn't blocked from them. Cassie, your moon is in Gemini. Right, okay. So me and Susie share a birthday, and I've got a Gemini sun, an Aquarius moon, Gemini rising, and then as I go down the thing that I can never remember unless I'm looking at my chart, it's pretty full of air and fire, but air, a lot of air. So yeah, the Gemini moon is intense, in a lot of good ways, but as is the Gemini way, you know, Mercury, being able to see both sides of the coin, being able to see both perspectives in its divinity. When it's not in its divinity, it gets mashed up between those two perspectives and can, you know, not be in discernment. And so being in your discernment right now is really powerful, and having focus and intent and an ability to see both sides of the coin, no matter how much, you know, to be able to take emotion out of it for a bit. I think right now for this moon is necessary in that it's about connecting back to the consciousness place of a high enough perspective where you can see both sides of whatever coin you're being faced with during this moon. And then that's a very powerful place to be in within the energies of it, I think. Powerful messages. Oh, legend. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. We'll see you there, Jennifer. Yay! Thank you, Max. Is Michael Musgrave here? Hey, brother. Hey, sister. J&M in the house. But gathering all ducks to go to bed. Oh, an awesome job to do. Sorry, I'm sniffling in the mic. It can't sound very attractive. I'm surrounded by many Geminis in my family. Yeah, Truth Seeker. It's fun. I've got Susie here. Wayne's, so even your spiritual family, Wayne's a Gemini, Nina's a Gemini. And then in my immediate family, I've got me on the 25th, Mum on the 29th, brother on the 31st, and then my dad's just out of Gemini. He's in on June the 26th. Close. But then in a little bit out of that, I've got 3 cousins on the 24th of May. None of them would stay in the womb when I was younger so that I could have a little baby on my birthday. They all came the day before. Thank you, Max. I look forward to it. Yeah, the animals are acting up. What did you do? Didn't do anything, big brother. But the animals are acting up today. Abby had a horse accident today, which was just a total accident on the horse's part. She's a baby. She's being brought into work. But I wish the girl was in the ballet or something, just because I'm my mother. I don't want to. But she's very good with them. Up and away in my beautiful balloon, says beloved. No, Jeannie says, no, Michael and Jeannie say, no animals are not acting up, just gathering them to their yard to button up for the night. That's lovely. There's something so sweet and so Beatrix Potter type about you gathering up ducks and picturing them all with little clothes on now, going into their house, having the nighties on for the night time. You've got wild animals that would really like those ducks real nicely. Give them a really cozy, warm place to be. So yeah, get them locked up for the night. An F-troop moment. The private joke, sip. Where my cat's biting me right now. It's timely. If you can, there's just one word, private joke answers here. I'm not sure. I don't know what to. With 2 cats in the yard, life used to be so hard. This sounds like it would be copyrighted. I recognize it from somewhere. Now everything is easy because of you. It's got to be a song. You know, burning the midnight oil, Jenny. Yes, I am, Truth Seeker, and I'm gonna go because I want to get lots done before I do Wayne's show tomorrow, and I've got a couple of readings in between that, which is thank you. You help me sustain my children. So yes, I better go. As you can see, the eyes are not very wide. Not that they ever are. You're transmuting them into the pen. make sure they're locked up nice, tight and safe. So I've loved hanging out with you all. I wanted to speak to you all in real time. So thank you for being here and thank you for listening. Sweet dreams to you when you do go to bed, big brother. I am going to go to bed. I was going to do another video, just record one, but I am going to go to bed because I'm going to take my own medicine and say, you know, practice what you preach, girl, and go to bed and have good dreams. Because this reading actually really resonated with me, funny enough. The don't always, not usually, parts of them do, actually, because the energies, that parts of them do. But then I pull my own cards. So but this one really did, because I've been going to sleep and I lucid dream very well. I can be very determined on where I'm going, what I'm doing, what I'm seeing. And I've been having some real bad dreams the last 4 nights, funnily enough. So I'm going to go to sleep with intent. And Susie will tell you, I've fallen asleep on this desk after doing a personal reading. Too tired to, so I just fell asleep on the desk, so which is ridiculous. So I'm going to take some of my own medicine, get to sleep in a little bit tomorrow, get up about 8, maybe 7, 8, but it is 10 to 2, so I'm going to go to bed. All right, I love you all. Love and favor to you all. Have the best of days. Reach your greatest potentials. Show the world what you are made of, and dance in your dreams when you get there. Did you find the plant? You'll have to send me a picture of it, big brother, because I knew it was somebody close seeing that plant. In an unusual plant for the unusual place that it was in, I bet, because that's what I saw. Oh, sugar plums for my dreams. Thank you, sis. That's what I need today, because I've had some real nasty dreams. Like I've been fighting for life dreams, and some of them were just intense. Night, night, Max. Yikes, says Peter. Night, night, my legends. Ah. You know, Shawnee is a powerful, powerful spiritual man, like all the men in the room here. And he says, so when I say his words as his conduit, you better know that you are in receipt of his words, should you choose to take them, because he puts them out with intent. And so he says, favor unto all who have gathered here today, peace and blessings to all. And so, and I know when he says things like that, he means it from here. So take that and run with it. You got it. Bank it. Beloved says, I'm powerful. Who knew? Shock. Horror. Of course you're powerful, beloved. Your words blow me away. All right. I love you all. Much love. Long goodbye. See you all real soon.